It is lacking a steering wheel.
This is it.
What?
Henry's a hustler who loves a deal.
That's fantastic!
And he's got an eye for a bargain.
Very trendy.
And Sam's a mechanical genius
Smiling and smiling.
who's never seen a vehicle he can't fix.
Oh, mate! Let's do it!
Together they're touring the country searching out vintage classics to buy and restore.
Oh, God, blimey. That's lovely.
And once they've got their new wheels back on the road, they'll be taking on a series of iconic challenges that puts each of the vehicles to the ultimate test.
We have made the ascent. It's like touching the void.
Today, petrol heads Henry and Sam are all about the need for speed and the slightly slower drive for motorised creature comforts. Welcome to Find It, Fix It, Drive It.
Now, mate, we know it, we love it, we hold some records on it,
I want to ride it again.
and we want to ride it right now.
Yeah.
Henry and Sam have land speed record breaking in their blood, with Henry in the saddle and Sam the wingman and mechanic.
It was great until I got the most massive tank slapper.
They first met at the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, when Henry set a world best time for 3 1955 classic 750s, riding a Bruff Superior.
99 miles an hour.
Yeah. You have a record.
He set a different classic bike record on his vintage 500cc Triumph Quartermaster at the Elvington Airfield in Yorkshire.
98.1.
What?
98.1.
And he now wants to go back to beat 98.1 miles per hour and smash the 100 miles per hour barrier on the same bike. The only problem? He and Sam need a fully equipped race transporter to get them there and to be their mobile race workshop.
So look, right, we go racing at somewhere like Elvington.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got roller starters, we've got tools, we've got tyres, we've got everything.
Leathers, spare belts, spare crank, spare head, spare blower.
Exactly. And what happens?
Inevitably, you need the one toothpick you haven't brought with you, don't you?
Well, now then, that's how I got thinking. Now look, right, if we had a period race transporter, feast your eyes, yeah?
Yeah.
Which we could then, right, transport her in. We could have deck chairs, we could have awnings, we could have friends, we could have tools, we could have roller starters, we could have spare tyres.
We could have a log burner.
We could have... We're not having a log burner.
How are you going to keep warm?
These days, race transporters come in all shapes and sizes, and in Formula One or Superbike, the bigger and blingier the better. But Henry's after something more retro cool.
Do you like the idea of such a vehicle?
I love the idea of such a vehicle, but where are you going to find something that looks funky enough to do the job for that?
Very good point, well delivered. I have already got it. Step this way.
And so they're off to check out if the van that Henry has found will do the job.
Right then, are you excited?
Mystified.
You're going to love this. I tell you, this, my friend, is our new home. He's going to love this. Here it comes, baby. Ah. Do you love it?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on, I've got to hop in now just to stop it. That's it! What do you reckon?
It looks like a really scruffy old Morris ambulance.
Well, that's exactly what it is. 1968. I mean, to me, that is the quintessential land speed motorcycle record conveyance, transporter, whatever you care to call it. So what do you reckon?
It looks tidy-ish, but I know that with these things, the body's all aluminium and wood and fiberglass, so you never know how rough it is underneath until you climb under there. I take it you checked thoroughly underneath before you handed over the pound notes.
Come on, mate. I have to admit, mate, I haven't really checked underneath, but don't worry about it. Have a look inside. I mean, would you or wouldn't you?
old ambulance has cost Henry £3,500. Long before it was converted to a camper van, it was one of the original lifesavers on the streets of London throughout the 50s and 60s.
I like it. I admired stuff like this. At one point I nearly lived in one of these.
Do you know what? That's the best endorsement you can possibly give for a vehicle.
Henry and Sam will get round to checking the mechanics of the old Morris later, but one thing is immediately obvious. The former ambulance has been refitted as a camper van and needs stripping out. They want the transporter to look vintage inside as well as out, and so their first job is to visit Stuart Imber's stunning and unique shed full of motor memorabilia.
Hey Stuart, how are you, mate?
Good,
Great
nice
to see you, man.
Really good.
So lovely to
Right,
be
nice.
back.
All good?
Yeah, good.
Now look, we have decided, you know we do our land speed vintage thing with
Yes,
our
I do.
bike,
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we just thought we needed something up at the start rather than all the way down in the pit lane. So we've got this camper van that we're going to convert to race transportation. And what we need to do with that is furnish it with race transportation accoutrements and tools. We thought, mate, got to come here, haven't we?
Cool. I think we might be able to help you.
Now look, straight away, I have noticed out of the corner of my eye,
My workbench.
do you
Hey,
think
that's
that
nice.
would fit? Hey?
It's made of wood. We could always trim a little off.
Yeah, good point, well delivered.
It's not. It's not that. I mean, it's quite. Yeah, it's beautiful. More to the point.
But it's just lovely anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
And is the vice bolted on?
It is, yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
How much is that, mate?
85 quid.
I've seen something
Bless you.
else as well. Now, Stuart,
Yeah.
That's nice.
95.
85? Okay, mate, good.
Well done.
Hey, look, two 85s.
Yeah.
I like this.
Dunlop trolley compressor.
Does it work?
It's really
They
working.
actually call it a
It
trolley
is working.
compressor.
They actually
Try
call it
it.
a trolley compressor.
Yeah, look, the gauge is going up.
How
Yeah.
much is this?
I think the price
Stuart?
is going up as well now.
No, no,
No,
it's
it
not
doesn't
coming
work.
out here, mate.
Right,
It's not
okay.
coming out here. No air at all.
35. 35.
Look, seeing as they've got to be a 25, just for a little bit of work to do on it. Great. Hey, look, this is a great start. I think you should go in that shed.
Yeah?
Can we go and have a rummage, Stuart, and we'll see
Carry
you
on,
later?
give us a shout.
Come on then.
Take care.
Oh, I love this place, and I love Stuart.
Stuart has been buying and selling auto paraphernalia for 30 years and has one of the best collections in the country. This might take some time.
Oh, it's heaven, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, nice.
just look at it. Hey? Yeah, that's
I
nice.
like that.
You see, mate,
bit of muscle
cannage
now.
is just divine, isn't it? I mean, how many cans do you want? And we haven't been in the big shed even, hey? Okay, so look, right, I'm going to make a pile outside on our
right.
newly acquired workbench.
I see
right?
something.
You have a rummage, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The choice is almost endless, but Sam soon finds a cantilever toolbox full of old tools.
It's proper useful thing for what we're doing.
Are you saying we need that?
Absolutely, I think so.
So what do you think on that?
Yeah, great. Is it clean inside?
I don't know. Have a little finger in there.
Yeah, it hasn't got any
Oh, I can
condensation.
smell fuel. That means it seals itself when it's shut.
Yeah.
For the right price. Here.
So the paraphernalia pile is growing.
What else do we need? Huh?
Well, it's just so much to try.
Honestly,
and
mate, it could break the bank, couldn't it? Really
Oh,
break
yeah.
the bank, know what I mean?
Hey, look.
Nice.
Look at that.
Oh, well. How cool is that? It's just a little kind of
Yeah, it's really
first aid period-y kind of
Yeah.
cabinet thing.
nice. It kind of goes with the ambulance theme
Yeah.
and the racing theme.
Yeah.
That's quite a coincidence.
Mate, it's
Well,
meant to be.
we haven't got a price on it yet.
Now, look, we haven't got a price on it, but at the same time, I think we've got enough gear
Yeah.
to at least start the recommissioning of our little truck.
Yeah, definitely.
Now this haggle could be interesting.
He's got a clipboard.
I had to, Henry. There's so
He's
many
doing an
things here.
inventory.
It's
Now
so
look, right,
much.
there's a little medical cabinet with a swinging door, right? And I've got a couple more jugs and a lovely little lead light there like that. Do you see
Wow.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Now look, right, with those four requisites added to that stuff over there and all the other deals we've done, what's the total mate?
It's at 700 at the moment.
600?
Do you know what? Because of what it is, and yeah, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, man, I do. I'm so
Really?
excited that I know it's going to be used, and I want to see the truck, and I want to be there. And yeah, I'm really, really happy.
You can do that.
So, job done. A collection of useful vintage tools and equipment for their vintage Morris ambulance. Coming up, Henry and Sam make a start on transforming the old van
I don't like the decor. It's all a bit 80s.
and put their new tools to the test as they try to get the old Morris motoring again.
All right, shall we spark it?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Come on then.
Bike nut Henry Cole is planning a tilt at his own vintage land speed record on a 500cc Triumph Quartermaster.
I want to ride it again.
And we want to ride it right now.
He's converting this
It looks like a really scruffy old Morris ambulance.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
as a race transporter, and now they have to completely refit their 1968 Morris ambulance. But first things first, and for Sam that means checking that the old Morris actually runs.
I believe if we're going to be period correct,
Yeah.
we'll start with the ropey old tools we bought.
I think we should. They're not too ropey though, are they? It is amazing, isn't it, that you would actually design something where the engine is right in your face.
Some bright spark suddenly realised if you seat us on top of it, you've got the whole rest of the length of the vehicle for the goods. So, you know, think about it, but earlier ambulances were 7 foot longer than this. So shorter ambulance, win-win all round, shorter, lighter.
All right, shall we spark it?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Come on then. Well, it runs.
Old fashioned. Yeah, I'm not that keen on
What's that? What's that?
It's kind of spitting back through the car, but that's right, it's fairly normal. It's just air filter off and a little check in here.
So off it comes.
Straight for it.
Okay, oh look.
Oh look.
So that is an oil bath air filter.
And once the air filter is removed, that reveals a carburettor with a problem Sam spots straight away.
Oh look,
Yeah. What?
look at that. Someone's put that together
Yeah.
with the float needle arm hanging out one side, and they've bent it, putting it together. So the float was sticking.
Oh really?
Yeah, as they've dropped it together, the arms slid across.
And they bent it on clamping it up.
Yeah, they've just sort of
That's what's happened.
wound it down with the screws.
Don't I?
Well, I'll take this out and
Straighten it.
straighten it nicely.
Which means a quick trip to the workshop to straighten out the bent float rod.
In she goes. That's it.
Fantastic. Right, but I'm not holding my breath yet. That might not be the end of it.
Oh. It's not gone well.
The third time of asking, the Morris splatters back into life.
I think that's better. Yeah,
Sounds great,
to start.
doesn't it? That sounds lovely,
Not too bad.
isn't it?
With a simple fix to the carburettor, the Morris is on the road and running well.
I'll tell you what, man, this is such a cool truck.
This is very alright.
I mean, for £3.5 grand, I think it's a good buy.
And you know what's really nice?
Yeah, man,
After
feet
a
up.
hard weekend's racing,
Yeah, boots up.
this is pretty relaxed way to travel.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And now that Henry and Sam know that it runs, they can turn their attention to the van's interior.
Now, I don't know about you, can't really lie anywhere anymore, can we? Hey? Look, why don't I just try lying here like that?
I don't like the decor. It's all a bit 80s.
Now, let's just really get this for sure, right? Was this originally an ambulance that's been converted to a camper van?
Yes, absolutely, definitely, 100%. People have died and people have been born in here, probably.
It is quite amazing to think that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So am I right in saying, why don't we just rip out all this stuff here?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we've got ourselves a blank canvas.
So the stripping out starts straight away, and they're ruthlessly leaving nothing behind.
Oh, hang on, I'll get out of the way for that one bit. Lovely.
That's great. I like it now. I hated
Isn't
it
that cool?
earlier.
Yeah, so did I.
Fantastic.
We're going to break records, mate.
Henry wants to find out more about race transporters and how they were an integral part of bike racing culture. These days, it's all hotels and giant tricked-out luxury coaches. But back in the 70s and 80s, it was a very different story. So he's visiting Steve Parrish, former British Superbike champion and teammate of the great Barry Sheen.
Now, Steve, OK, so you in 77 were the top team, you and Barry Sheen.
Yeah.
But what was the transportation?
Well, so I'm living the dream. I've got my hero, that posters on the wall, Barry Sheen and everything else. But I had a Bedford CF diesel with a caravan on the back with myself, my mechanic, my girlfriend, and we set off to Belgium, Austria, Czech Republic, Sweden, Finland in this little thing. And it barely did more than 50 miles an hour, but it had a salubrious caravan on the back, a 4-berther. And that would be it. But it would not only be my transportation, it would be what I'd be living in. Yeah. It'd also be what our workshop is, because it had an awning on the side with a little porta potty in the corner. And that was it. That was 1977, full factory team. We hadn't got much money, so you were keeping the budget down, but also there was no facilities at the track. But that was how it was, and it was called the Continental Circus. And it was exactly that. It was a whole bunch of like-minded people with their vans and caravans travelling around and just having fun.
In a caravan or in a truck that you would go to a race meeting, because we're just kind of fitting out ours from the 60s,
right.
if you see what I mean. But what would you have in there? Workbench, obviously, tools?
Yeah, ramp in the back, bit of a workbench, a vice. It'd have a bed in it as well. Yeah. You can have a little bed in there or anything
Well,
like
I don't know whether we got room, because it's quite small.
There's no bed in Henry's transporter, but there is another thing that's changed since Steve's day.
It was pretty unsafe travelling to a race by the sound of it.
I know it sounds ridiculous and very immature these days, but some of the races took place going and coming back from the racetrack. But the racing on the roads, coming back from the northwest, from Stranraer, across Scotland and everything else like that, was part of the deal. You won the race on the road as well. I think now I'd get arrested, wouldn't I?
Yeah, of course you would. Yeah, you'd probably get 6 months community service.
I have reformed.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Back at the workshop and with the interior completely stripped, Henry is beginning to think about a paint job for the Morris.
It's got to have that look of being a race transporter that's been used rather than something that's utterly immaculate. The other issue is we can't have it looking like a camper van. Okay, so this kind of sort of multiple colour situation don't work for me. So I think it's got to be a solid colour perhaps. Before we get to that, we need to clean her.
Having started on the alley trim, Henry is now wanting to get on with prepping for the paint job.
See there, look here, right near the gutter, it's not near enough.
And so, with the ever-helpful guy from the restoration team offering advice, he's cleaning the bodywork.
Is your wrist aching yet?
Just a little smidge, mate.
No.
Now it's time for the big guns.
Look at that green gunge coming off.
Yeah.
You are going to need to get up a ladder though and do the top.
Blimey, look at it coming off. Tell you what, I love the patina on it now.
Yeah, it's quite cool, isn't it?
You know, you could argue you don't have to paint it.
The Morris has scrubbed up better than expected, and inspired, Henry now moves on to bringing even more of a shine back to the bodywork.
I have to admit to you, I'm getting a little bit carried away. Why am I buffing this and polishing it when we're going to respray it? But you can't help yourself, can you? Because the finish is so nice once this stuff's applied and it's buffed off. Look at it, it's beautiful, man. Really lovely. Oh, I'm falling in love with this little truck.
With the old ambulance now gleaming, it's back to work on fitting the first of the accessories that Henry brought back from Stuart's shed.
I know what I'm doing height-wise, and I'll just make it up as I go along now.
So Guy and Henry cut the workbench down to size.
Well done, mate.
And then install it in the empty Morris.
Oh, look at that. Mate, that is bang on.
So things are progressing for Henry.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
The engine is running, the workbench is in place,
I envisaged it being nearer the back door, but it works there.
and the bodywork looks ready for its paint makeover. Coming up, what could possibly go wrong?
Did you use wax on it?
Right done.
Are we still planning on having it painted?
As Henry and Sam count the hours to their vintage land speed record attempt at the Elvington airfield.
Oh, I feel the sap rising.
Vehicle restorer Henry Cole is taking on his own vintage land speed record on his Triumph Quartermaster. He's bought a 1968 Morris ambulance to transform into a vintage race transporter, and it's time for Henry to get Sam's take on the progress they've made.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's much cleaner.
Don't you think?
Yeah, you got busy.
Yeah, well, me and Skid, you know what I mean? We got lively, we got polishing, we got washing, we got cleaning, we got everything to basically deliver, well, a visual feast that we see before each other's.
It is nice, but can I ask a question?
Yeah?
Did you use wax on it?
On what?
Wax polish on the bodywork?
Right done.
Are we still planning on having it painted?
Well, that's what I was going to decide with you right now.
That wax had a load of silicone in it, did it?
Might have done.
Yeah, it looks like it did. Do you know about silicone and paint booths? You can't really paint a vehicle that's had silicone wax in it because it contaminates the booth and the paint doesn't stick and it goes what they call fish eyes. So the paint just sort of puddles off in little specks. You might need to have a little really friendly word with your paint man before you subject him to that little nightmare.
Is it really an issue?
Yeah, it's a proper issue. It's all right if you leave it out in the rain for 6 to 12 months first, but in the middle of summer, might be a while.
Have you noticed the inside, by the way? We've cut the bench down and made it fit. What do you reckon?
You're changing the subject, and let me have a look.
Go and have a little rummage, yeah? Okay, go and have a little look. God, I'm in trouble. Bad trouble.
The workbench gets Sam's seal of approval, but he was right about the polishing job Henry did.
I'm so sorry!
When they get the van to the paint shop, it becomes immediately apparent that it's a real headache and it's going to take more time than expected.
We're having to sand all the paint off, get it back to the gel coat.
So Henry's lovingly polished bodywork will have to come off, and painter Alan gets down to business. It's not just the dark blue paint he's stripping, but the primer as well, as he's found another problem.
That is the original gel coat. Whoever primed it didn't really key it up. Fiberglass wasn't rubbed down properly everywhere. You can't really guarantee someone else's work. You might as well take it all back to the gel coat, get some proper primer on it, and do it with a decent paint. It will last for years.
But that's not a quick job.
By the time I've got it all back down to the gel coat, it will be a week. But once you have stripped it, it's easy, it's straightforward. You know where you are then. You're not covering up someone else's bodge.
So while Alan gets on with stripping the old van, Henry sends some of the other items they've collected to be prepped and painted for a restoration job of their own.
Well, a few more items that Henry Cole sent in for us. We shall get these blasts cleaned off and then we'll have a look to see what we've got left. Maybe we can powder coat and maybe they need painting.
One of the pieces to be powder coated is an old storage unit for spare parts and tools that they'll be keeping on the race transporter. First up, the frame and drawers are sandblasted to get them ready for the primer, which is baked on, and then for the main coat. Henry has chosen a classic British racing green for the frame, with the drawers painted white.
Ooh, that's covered pretty well. You looking like these, Henry? Oh, that's going to look nice. You'll be pleased with that.
Meanwhile, back at Alan's workshop, the paint is now being prepared for the van, which has finally been stripped back to the original gel coat and primed for the top coat.
I've done all the repair work. It's had a load of primer filler all over, and I'm just going to activate the racing green. It's straightforward, it's just time consuming.
Alan is hand spraying the entire body, and eventually it's time for the first big reveal of the transformation from down at hill camper van to gleaming race transporter.
Can't really tell until I get it all demasked and get it outside. I never know what people think, really. I think it looks okay, but it'll take me a few days to polish it.
And with the masking tape removed, the effect is stunning.
All right, well, that's what it's going to look like. It's a good choice of colour. I hope Henry likes it.
Back at the workshop, Henry and Sam are sorting out the vintage items they've bought for the van.
Now, have I got a treat for you, son?
And it's the first time Sam has seen the newly powder-coated cabinet.
There you go, look.
Wow.
Hey?
Yeah, you see all these things and they're scruffy and you find them.
Yeah.
You think of them as a historical item. That's what it looked like, brand new.
Yeah, but it did, didn't it?
The two cans haven't been painted yet, so it's a chance for Sam to show he's a dab hand with a spray can.
Of course, this is a much more complicated shape than the item you've got to paint.
Yeah. Look at that run. Hey?
Sam's sticking to racing green, but Henry has something a little more showbiz up his sleeve.
It's a little bit of Liberace in drag racing. Oh, that's actually looking really nice, mate.
It's all right, isn't
That's
it?
looking really good, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, done.
What? Is that it? Do you know what? We should do that for a living.
No.
Find these cans, respray them, put stickers on and then sell them for less than it actually cost us to do them.
That's a great idea for
Would
a
you reckon?
business, yeah.
Yeah.
And after the master has done such a good job, it's time for the pupil to have a go.
Here we go.
Here's Cole on the hockey, shooting for goal. All nice. Little heavy-handed at first, back a bit. You're too close. So as soon as you start to get any kind of runs like these,
What runs?
these runs, that one, that one, that one, and that one. I think you're a bit close, and you're putting it on a bit thick, especially for a metallic. It's very, very Christmassy, isn't it?
Well, I think it was quite a stupid idea of mine, but anyway.
Oh, too close again.
Well, it looks awful, doesn't it?
Can I maybe help a little bit?
Get on with it.
So after Sam finishes the Liberace paint job, Henry adds a period sticker to each can.
Right, let's peel this off. Gently, gently. There we go. It's always difficult to restrain yourself from just ripping it off.
And the restoration is complete.
There you go. Doesn't that look lovely? Hey?
Perfect.
The
Yeah.
gold one's a bit of a joke, but that's really nice.
Yeah, that is
Hey?
good.
Well done, mate. Moving on.
Yeah.
Right.
Paint job and stickers done. Over in Banbury, it's time for the Morris to get a brand new set of windows.
People say, have you ever broken one fitting it? Yeah, a long time ago. Today could be the first day there for a while.
The windows on the Morris are all being replaced, and the bespoke glass is being installed by specialist fitter John back at Alan's paint shop.
Definitely makes a difference to a restoration when you put all the glass back into the vehicle. You see what we're doing, we're just feeding the rubber over the edge of the glass. So Henry, I hope after all this hard work you're going to appreciate this when you break the land speed record. It's almost done now. Give it a nice clean and you'll be able to see where you're going then. Your nice new shiny race transporter.
The van is coming home in style, and it's now looking the part as Henry and Sam's vintage race transporter.
Yes! What do you reckon? Mate, feast your eyes.
It's like a different bus. That is incredible. Nice.
Hey, look, has Alan done a great job or what? Huh?
Oh, really good.
I mean, it is, you're right, isn't it? It's just, well, it's not the same bus, is it?
No, that is amazing. I love the detail. You know, all the trims have been off it, all the glass has been out.
Look, he's rebuilt the grille here with a bit of fiberglass and all that.
Fantastic.
I've got to tell you, man, that is a period race truck, if ever I saw one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I love the ivory strip, yeah, and then having it all green just works beautiful. Oh, God, mate, we're going to be there, awning out. Hey, we can sit there, cup of tea. Shall we break a land speed record? Oh, I think we just might.
There's just one more finishing touch that Henry wants to apply to the van. Some period sign writing to be created by his regular designer, Pete.
Now, mate, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Nice.
What a lovely old bird.
Love bus.
Oh, are you
Excuse
referring to Sam? Now look, right, I want your magic. This is going to be the coolest vintage race transporter man has ever seen, isn't it? Now we run a Triumph bike, so I'm thinking we have Triumph,
Yep.
and then we have competition department.
Pete immediately gets down to business and sketches a quick idea on one of the windows.
This won't be exact, but Triumph up here,
Oh, he's getting creative now, Sammy.
What we can do is we can go competition, right? And then we can go B-E-P little t, like that, competition department. What do you reckon?
Mate, I think that's lovely. Sam, what do you reckon?
Yes, fantastic.
I reckon you'd be faster than the phone call with that on the side of the vehicle, Henry.
Do you reckon, mate? Hey, do you reckon we're just going to be record breakers?
I reckon so.
Henry wants the designs to reflect the Triumph heritage of their bike. A challenge that's right up Pete Street.
So what I've done is I've taken the classic Triumph logo, drawn it up so it's exactly the same both sides.
Triumph logo complete, Pete moves on to the next design.
It's a typical sort of lettering for this age of van, and because the van's green and we're doing this lighter green, I think it really complements it.
It's been a long day of sign painting, but it means Henry can bring the newly liveried van back to show Sam and to load up for the trip to Elvington. Coming up, what will Henry and Sam think of Pete's craftsmanship as they put the finishing touches to their classic race transporter?
Look at it. I just think it makes you feel proud.
And as they prepare
Ow!
for their white-knuckle vintage land speed record attempt.
I got a laugh, haven't you, mate?
When things don't always go to plan. Petrolheads Henry Cole and Sam Lovegrove are rebuilding a 50-year-old London ambulance to turn into a classic race transporter. Once complete, they'll be using it to take their record-breaking drag bike and race equipment up to Elvington in Yorkshire for a new vintage land speed record attempt. The Morris has been given a complete makeover and is now sporting its new hand-painted period livery. Henry is bringing it back to the workshop to show Sam and to load up for their big day.
Hey! Yes, please.
It's amazing.
Look at it.
Look at that.
Now, look, his logo looks glorious, doesn't it? And
Is this Riders of the Bus?
does it? Well, it could be either, couldn't it? I just think it makes you feel proud. Proud to be British and proud to risk your life for the future legacy of land speed record achievement.
With the transporter now looking the part,
First aid? Yeah, that's me, mate.
it's time to load up and fit the vintage equipment they've bought and restored.
Absolutely nothing is level in this
Out
machine.
there. That's it, that's it. Look at that, man. We've got a first aid box.
Hopefully we won't need it.
Just perhaps the odd band-aid.
They find a space for the repainted storage unit and fill the van with everything bar the kitchen sink. And with the Triumph Quartermaster also on board, it's time to hit the road to Yorkshire, 200 miles north.
riding along on the crest of the wave.
Their destination is Elvington.
That way. Follow the sign. Look, Elvington.
Oh yeah, okay.
Elvington.
Hey, okay.
Elvington.
Oh yeah, all right.
Second left.
Okay.
It's a World War II airfield that boasts a 3-kilometre runway, one of the longest straight roads in the country, and Henry and Sam have got it to themselves. It's become a regular venue for land speed record attempts. In fact, it's where Henry set the vintage bike record he's now hoping to break, clocking up 98.1 miles per hour on the Quartermaster in 2016.
This is the Mecca, mate.
The birthplace of English land speed.
It is. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
The record attempt will be over a 1-mile course on the runway, and whatever top speed they reach on the track becomes the new best mark.
Oh, let's go racing!
It's exactly what Henry and Sam had in mind when they started this restoration project. Perfect weather, the runway all to themselves, and the Morris as their classic race support vehicle.
Mate, look at that. There's something that happens to me when I look at a straightaway like that. It just makes me, I feel the sap rising. Oh, yeah.
So, this being a British attempt at a land speed record, they unload the transporter.
I hate these things. Ow!
And then it's a tea break.
I'm so chuffed we've restored this truck. We can do this lots more, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing. This is just the precursor to a whole great many seasons of joy on the road together.
Yeah.
Racing.
Yep. Come on, mate. Happy days.
That's full out your chair.
That's what it's all about.
First, though, they've got today's racing ahead of them.
Oh, it don't get better than this, does it?
Calm before the storm.
And after a revitalising cuppa, it's time to meet the officials.
Now, Trevor, have you got your timing lights sorted?
Yeah, timing lights all set up. We've set 2 sets up, one at half mile and one at a mile.
Okie dokie. All right, just in case something may go wrong.
The half mile is in case.
Yeah.
The mile is the big one. You're going to get there though, we're quite confident.
Oh, I hope so.
So, in other words, 2 points on the 1 mile straight where the officials can measure the bike's speed. While Sam gets ready for a test run on the Quartermaster, Henry recces the course and explains how the record attempt goes.
This is really about terminal velocity and how fast you're going when you hit the timing lights at the mile marker. That's what it's all about. Now, my own record is just over 98 miles an hour, so hopefully we might come close to that.
Sam is about to embark on a shakedown run at high speed to assess how the bike is performing.
I'm a bit seriously nervous now. What about you?
I'm not thinking about it. I'm ready for a ride. Open it wide, change through the gears, smile, time.
And enjoy it.
Do it now. Thanks.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know.
Good luck, mate.
It's going down there.
Keep it the shiny side up, so. Okay, all right, so this is it.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Ready?
That's what it's all about, yeah.
Sam gets into position, and with the thumbs up from Henry, he's off down the 1 mile straight. Remember, this is a shakedown or test run, so they don't know how the bike will handle.
Oh my God. My heart's thumping. Look at that thing go, man. He's flying. Wouldn't call that a shakedown run.
The results are amazing.
Speed for the half mile goal, 92.115.
92.115.
982, a new record.
That's amazing.
98.2 at the
That's great. 98.2. He's done it. Oh yeah. Oh, call that a shakedown run. The boys just smashed it.
Now you've got to do better though, Henry.
Oh yeah, don't worry about that, Paul. Hey? Oh God. Yeah. No pressure then, son. Hey, none at all.
So Sam, on what was supposed to be a test run, has already bettered Henry's land speed best from 3 years ago.
He's holding the record, hopefully briefly. I knew it'd be a shootout. It'd end up as a shootout between him and me, wouldn't it? Hey? Giving it a shakedown, my drivel. Hey? Look at him.
Good afternoon!
You have a new record.
Woohoo!
Hey, at 98.2!
Oh!
Now, mate,
Really?
what a result!
Still not the ton. It had
90
plenty left in it. I was taking it a little easy.
Were you?
Sort of.
I'll tell you weren't.
Next up, it's Henry, and he knows what he's got to do.
I got a laugh, haven't you, mate?
And that's go faster than 98.2 miles per hour.
Clutch is slipping.
But then, disaster.
Shut off. I think you might have overcooked it.
At the half-mile mark, the quartermaster loses power, and Henry is left to coast over the line at not much more than walking speed.
Did you get there? It's quite quiet sounding.
It could have been worse. At high speed, a bike failure could have been catastrophic.
Only 23 mile an hour through the bend.
Oh, he's cooked out before then, hasn't he? Only
Something's
23,
gone wrong.
yeah.
So, is this the end of his dream?
Good afternoon.
I think I might have had an issue. All I can say is thank God we brought the pit bike. Eh?
But it's what the race transporter was designed for.
Oh, look at that. What's that? Ignition wire fell off.
Oh man, thank God for that.
To be a mobile garage and repair shop. And so Sam quickly gets to work to try to sort the bike out and get it ready for one more run.
Let's do it.
On the start line, the nerves are running high.
Do not take your fingers off the clutch. That clutch is your parachute for safety, isn't it?
This is what we came for.
So, with the aborted run still at the back of his mind, Henry is off once again.
It's better.
And he powers towards the half-mile timing point.
Top gear. Through the first trap.
106.796.
160 miles an hour. Oh, what? No, it's a short-lived record for you.
I don't care.
Halfway through the run, and Henry has already smashed through the 100 miles per hour barrier to set a new record time. But he wants to get even more out of the quartermaster. Suddenly, at over 106 miles per hour, the vibrations are so strong that the mounted camera flies off, narrowly missing him. But he keeps pushing the bike as hard as he can, with the 1 mile speed trap in sight. Seconds later, Henry is over the line.
Yeah, it's done.
Just need a good result.
Mile 115.640.
106 at the half mile and 111.
115. No,
Wow.
that is actually unreal. It's absolutely nuts.
Henry has set a new land speed record for a vintage 500cc bike at 115.64 miles per hour, a speed that neither he nor Sam had ever expected. And all that despite the potential catastrophe of the mounted camera flying off. A relieved and elated Sam rides to the end of the track to congratulate his best mate.
Have you got any idea what you've just done?
103, 104?
115.6.
No, you're joking. What? 115?
0.6.
Hugging time. Well, I tell you what, that's crazy.
Absolutely beyond belief. I think we're done. Our work is done here.
I think that's done. 115.
The dream had been not just to set a new record, but to do it in style, with the transformed Morris ambulance playing its role as a vintage race transporter and mobile workshop. And it all worked out perfectly.
I tell you what, it gets really emotional, doesn't it? I don't know what it is about riding a stupid bike in a straight line, but there is something about history, there's something about all the incredible people who've done it before. It's just about, you know, using these classic bikes in anger again, isn't it? That's what it's about.
Yeah, that was angry.
Yeah, it may have been a little too angry. The only thing to dampen our ardour slightly is we do have to drive home.